Okay. Today I got to do some cleaning. Got some really nice things. Got a whole new set of pots. I got some attachments. I got a meat grinder and a processor for my KitchenAid. And I will be doing some things. Thomas, don't cook in that kitchen. It's disgusting. Mine's been invaded by my daughter, which is disgusting, so I'm going to clean it up first before I do anything, and it's going to be spotless before I start. Anyways, this belongs to Owlette. I think. When's one of them? Well, anyway, she puts Owlette in it. Oh no, that's the Paw Patrol. That's Sky's. This is Sky's thing. Okay, now I got it. This is Sky's little car. Which was cute. Oh my God, she was so cute. She's like, I got her a doll, and another friend got her a doll. It was the same doll, and she's like, look, I got twin sisters. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. But it was cute. And then she looks at me, she goes, you want to see the ugly doll Carly gave me? Oh my God, don't tell Carly that. She's 5 years old, and watching them grow up is so precious. But they grow up so fast. It's almost depressing. And she's getting so big. Oops. I hear the phone going off. It's a message too, because that's what I'm supposed to say. Where is it? Oh God. It's probably dying because it's not on the charger. So it must be in my purse. But anyways, Thomas, you don't walk like a woman. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's on the charger. The charger's right. Oh, 100%. For us. These programs. So I'm looking for my partner, TC. he's my OG. So when it comes down to it, he's 55%, still good. Okay. Really nice. Alright, so anyways, perception from the world of who we are is now being tainted by groups of idiots. You have Blair White, who's not trans, but goes around and has people believing that they are actually what a trans woman is, and that's not. That's a she-male. That's a GNC. You have fakes going around because of this transgender umbrella running around that are hiding under the trans umbrella, hoping not to get beaten up so badly for their perverted, sick fetish ways. And yes, Yaniv is a problem. You know how to solve that problem? You got a penis down there. I am a gynecologist. I can't examine you. You're going to her, I'm to see you. Okay, get on the table, motherfucker. I'm going to get a hole. Now, this is what we call a speculum. It looks like a big giant duck's bill. Guess where it's going? And then I'd spread that motherfucker open as far as it could and have that son screaming his ass off. Because that's where she'd have stuck it. Right then, afterwards, she'd have thrown it away. But yeah, I'd have put that speculum up there and wrenched that sumbitch wide the fuck open. There you go. Do you like that now, buddy? Since it's the only hole you have that could be used for anything like that, let's go on ahead and spread those ass cheeks. And I'd slam that sucker wide open and just... There you go. Does that feel good? I'm hoping, it's... What kind of stupidity is it that a man's going to walk into a gynecologist's office and then threaten to sue them if they didn't service them? Sure, bend it over, buddy. I'm going to grease it up a little bit and shove this motherfucker up in there and spread your ass wide the fuck open. It's going to be so open you can stick a baby's head up in there. He wouldn't want to do that. Maybe he would. Yaniv is a sick creature. He's a transvestite. He likes to wear women's clothing and he pervs over little girls. And tampon strings, which is filthy. Thomas Tudor, well, he calls himself Tommy Tudor, but he's a gross little bastard. I mean, he actually admitted to lusting after an underage girl and raping her. And fingering dogs. And I'm a trans, feminine, intersex. No, you're not intersex. That has a genetic anomaly in it that could be very easily identified with a simple genetics test. One you don't have and will not take. Because you know you're not intersex. So you are humiliating the hermaphrodite, the intersex people. You're humiliating the transsexuals and even the GNCs. Which is like this. There's me, Jazz Jennings, Corey Masons, who are transsexuals. There's Blair White, Gigi Gorgeous, and Jules, Princess Jules, and others like Theron who are GNCs. They're not actually trans women. They're not transsexuals. They are GNCs. They're what's formerly known as the she-male. Then there's the transvestite, which is what Yaniv is, really, even though he's really just doing it, I think, to get inside women's spaces in Canada, because, you know, that all-inclusive trans umbrella, and we don't want to offend anybody. Yes, we do. If you don't fit the bill, you need to be told you don't fit the bill, and if that offends you, then so the fuck what? Okay? It becomes tiring with you anal retentive jackasses running around saying you're trans when you're not. And you take away from the actual real transsexuals. I mean, there was this dumbass that, oh, Blair, you're such a wonderful trans role model. No, they're not. They're not even trans. They're a GNC. You're such a good ambassador. No, they're not. You put your views into they're young and pretty, then you're going on shallowness. Blair, he cannot tell you anything about transitioning. He cannot tell you anything about the experiences that you will have. He's just pandering to a mass audience and telling them what they want to hear. If you want to hear the reality of the truth, being trans sucks like living fucking hell. Being stuck in the wrong body with the brain of one sex and the body of the other is a physical nightmare beyond anything that you've ever dealt with. Well, no, they don't. If they knew anything about it, they would have never made that video about 3-year-olds do not know they are trans. Now, we don't know the word trans. We know the word girl and boy. And we know that girls are one way and boys are another, and we are girls. Which usually ends up meaning that most of us will get the living shit beat out of us all of our childhood. But that doesn't mean anything to someone like Thomas, or Blair, or Yaniv, or any of you. You just don't comprehend what we go through. And I've gone through things like you've seen. If you've watched all the videos, you'll see the crime videos of my throat being slashed fuck open. And you think, oh, well, you don't sound like, no. When you get the muscles cut around your fucking voice, you cannot put it up in your throat. If I could, I would be singing still. But I can't even do that anymore. And I actually thought it was pretty lucky that I was even able to talk. So, You're an embarrassment, all of you, including you, Blair. I would rather be back in 1980 as a 20-something-year-old putting up with the Paul McHugh bullshit than listening to this shit now. The facts of the matter is Gigi Gorgeous, Princess Jules, and Blair White had their faces modified. I have not. And I didn't need to. That's why I proved the motherfucker right. This is me when I was 33, when I still was in the prime of my life. You can still see the beard, and there's that fucking scar that's always on my... But that's what I looked like when I was young. See the difference? I wish I could put those back on. I did for a while, but then Kara came back and female ass. You are an embarrassment to us. And any of you that sit around there following around a she-male and deciding that they're the ambassador for trans, you're fucked in the head. That thing will never be an ambassador to anybody. They're not smart. They're not intelligent. They have done no fucking research whatsoever on any of it and have no fucking clue. As far as Jazz Jennings not smart. She doesn't understand or comprehend, nor will she ever let you know exactly what the other portion of her sisters go through. All she can say is, I know they don't have it as good as me. You think, bitch? Do you fucking think? No, you don't. So you include the homos and the men as your sisters, while you have no care about your own sisters. I bet you don't even know who Leela Alcorn is. I do. I remember it. 17 years old and stepped out in front of a fucking truck the day after fucking Christmas. The fuck kind of shit is that? Oh, that's my kind of parents. No infestation. Okay, thank you. By the way, Thomas, that's what's called pest control. You have them come around and you don't have roaches and rats. Of course, you have roaches and rats because you shit and piss on the floor like an animal. And you never clean anything up, which, by the way, we're running out of time. I only got another minute. So basically, to wrap this up, the only ones who are really actually trans females are the transsexuals that do from 3 to 7 years of age. The rest of them are called GNCs and transvestites, depending on whether they take hormones or just wear women's clothing. Stop changing definitions because you want to be included. You're not included, Blair. You're not in our group. Thomas, you're not even in any of the groups. You're just hiding behind addressing hormones. Yaniv, you're a transvestite that has a fetish for little girls and periods, and it's disgusting. So please do us all a favor and stop, because all you're doing is making the real actual trans females look bad. And if you follow around Blair and think that's the ambassador for transsexuals, you're fucked in the head. You're as dumb as a fucking rock. You want to know the truth? Come talk to me. I'll tell you how horrible this shit really the fuck is. I mean, transitioning, detransitioning, transitioning again, 3 fucking attempts? Yeah, I know a lot about it. Especially about what happens when... Never mind. Anyways, you want to know the truth about trans and how bad being trans sucks and how nobody should want to be trans? Come talk to me and I'll explain exactly why no one should ever fucking want to be trans, and there really shouldn't be anyone that's trans. They should find a way to make it so that no one has to ever put up with this shit. Hey, they got CRISPR coming out. Fix the fucking problem. Make sure the repeat polymorphic AR does not work. That way, no one's born with the opposite brain in their fucking head.